Hey guys, and welcome to Lessons from Shirley. My name is Bee, and today we are starting our brand new channel, and we are starting with some Christmas crafting. Now I know money's really tight right now, and honestly, I love a handmade gift. My favorite gift that I've ever gotten is handmade. My parents made me a full-size coffin. I asked for a coffin coffee table, and my father just kind of outdid himself and made me a fully lined coffin with a bed in it. That's where I get a lot of my personality from, for better or worse. Anyways, today we are not making a full-size coffin because I am not a talented carpenter nor an upholsterer like my parents. I am a simple, I can do this, maybe, in theory. I've never done this before, but I believe in us. I believe in us. So we're gonna do this together for the first time. So these, if you haven't seen a beeswax wrap before, these are reusable wraps. You can fit them to the shape of whatever you're putting in the fridge. And it's good for the environment, and they stick. And they seal, and you can just wipe them down. And I like them because I'm constantly running out of plastic wrap and forget to buy more. So these are, in theory, pretty simple to make. What you need is you need some beeswax. You need some pine resin, food grade. It's called pine rosin. You don't actually need this, but if you want it to stick, you do. So this'll help give it that like cling film kind of vibe. And then you need some jojoba oil so it doesn't crack. And then you need some tools that you don't mind never using again potentially, because the pine resin is very, very sticky. We've got some water boiling on the stove. We have preheated our oven to 180 degrees because I think ahead. Now, what you want to do is essentially have a 2-to-1 ratio of the pine resin to the beeswax. Just make sure you're using, like, this one's like cosmetic grade. You just don't use stuff full of toxins because you're putting it on your food, I guess. We are going to smash up some of our pine resin. You can get it in powdered form. That's what I'd recommend, but they didn't have that, so I got this. We use what we have, it'll be fine. So you can smash this with a hammer. My hammer was taken away from me after my last attempt to create my own rage room. So we're just gonna use my grandmother's rolling pin. And we're just gonna smash this into a powder. Wow, this is actually smashing really well. This is very satisfying, actually. Not as satisfying as using a hammer would be. There we go. All right, we have our pine. I see what they mean about sticky. Oh my gosh. Try not to get any of this in my coffee, because I feel it smells like pine. That's nice. This is very messy. All right, so we've got about a 1/4 cup of pine resin, which means we need about a 1/2 cup of beeswax. So that's what we're gonna start with. First, we're gonna melt our beeswax. And then we're gonna take chopsticks. Don't use anything that you want to hold on to. So we're gonna mix it with chopsticks. You will never get this clean again. And we're gonna put this in our boiling water on the stove. And then we are just going to stir it up until it starts to melt. And then in the meantime, we are going to cut our little wraps. So grab a pair of pinking shears, that way the ends won't fray. And just cut the sizes you want. Just make sure they'd fit bowls or jars or whatever. All right, and then we're gonna add our pine resin to our melting beeswax mixture. Now you wanna add this in small little bits. You don't wanna add it all at once or else it'll clump and get really messy. So let's do that. And then we're just gonna add about a half teaspoon of jojoba oil just to keep it from cracking. And then we are going to mix it up really well. Dip it in. You really want to saturate it pretty well. I'm actually going to keep this in the hot water because I feel like it's cooling very quickly. Yeah, I'm going to use a smaller paintbrush for this. Yeah, that's way better. And then you just want to pop this into the oven for a little bit at a time to make sure that it soaks into the fabric. Like so. Do the other ones real quick here. And we'll pop this one in the oven too. All right, that looks like she's done. And then brush it again. Make sure it's all soaked in there. And then you can just hang these somewhere to dry. And once they're dried, there is your beeswax wrap. And there we go. We have a beeswax wrap that's ready to use. She's sticky, she's durable, and you can just wipe her clean. And then if at any point she needs a refresh, you just pop her in the oven and boom. I think for our first time, we did pretty well. Thank you folks so much for joining me. My name is Bee. This is Lessons from Shirley. Stay happy, stay healthy, and spite your way throughout the day. Bye guys.